So what they want to do is connect artificial intelligence to artificial intelligence AI to the human brain. And what Kurzweil said a few years ago now, because there comes a point where if you're going to transform society, you have to transform society. You have to do it in a way that people can see it. You can go under the radar for a long time, and all these years when I've been saying, this is coming, this is coming, this is coming, this is the plan. Oh, no evidence of it, mate, no evidence, because it's under the radar. And then suddenly, bang, here it is. Oh, my God.
In your face.
Yeah, so there comes a point where you have to break the surface, because to transform society, you've got to do it in a way that people can see it's being transformed, what's going on. At which point, two things happen. One, you stop hiding it and you start sales pitching it as if it's a good thing.
The Great Reset.
Yeah. And we'll if we attach to artificial intelligence, we'll be godlike and superhuman. That's a quote from Kurzweil, who bloody knows that it's subhuman thereafter. And then the other thing happens is once you've broken the surface and once you've entered the room and people are starting to go, what's going on? You've got to get to the end as fast as you bloody can. And that's why we're at breakneck speed now. And that end game is to attach artificial intelligence to the human brain so that perceptions come direct, which means that other perceptions can't manifest because your perception's coming from artificial intelligence. It's thinking for you. And Ray Kurzweil said that by 2030, which is a big year for them, so many things come into 2030, artificial intelligence will be attached to the human brain and will do, from that point, more and more human thinking until human thinking is basically negligible. You know, people like Musk are talking about, they're putting chips in bloody monkeys and all that stuff. I'll tell you about Musk. Musk's a front man. He's a out there sales pitcher. He's sales pitching electric cars. He's sales pitching Neuralink. He's sales pitching, we'll come to that, low orbit satellites, beaming 5G at every, and 6G, 7G to come at every inch of the planet, which is all part of what I'm talking about. And he's a sales pitcher. So in so many ways, you remember those little rice-like microchips, or we're going to get microchipped, and thousands of people in microchip with those things in Sweden, for instance, so they can open doors, the lazy bastards, so you can't push it open. But actually that's a diversion. You got to look for the diversions. All the time there's diversions. You're on the motorway, you're on the freeway, and you're heading towards, you hope the truth. And all the time there's slip roads to take you off. And one of them is the little chip. Because connection of AI to the human brain is nanotechnology. It's not stuff you can see. What Kurzweil has said is that the AI will connect us to the cloud. Now, what is the cloud? It's a massive electromagnetic field or fields that's 5G, 6G, 7G to come. And so if you want to connect the human a human body, everybody, to the cloud, then you have to have the cloud on every inch of the planet. Now, you can put up your towers everywhere and you can do the urban areas and what have you, but you can't do every inch of the planet. To do that, you need low orbit satellites. And so Elon Musk is through SpaceX, everything's bloody X with him, is the leading guy. And the idea is that we are, through AI and this self-replicating nanotechnology, connected to the cloud. So the cloud starts doing our thinking. It starts influencing our perceptions directly. Well, I've had a phrase I've been using for decades: what you fight, you become. Margaret Thatcher, who actually was the Iron Lady, except she wasn't. She was one of the most manipulated prime ministers in British history, but that's another story. All you got to do is let Margaret Thatcher think it was her idea, and you got it, really. But she came out with this poll tax, and it was a very unfair tax. And this was an interesting point. it affected the middle class as well as the working class. Now, if it only affected the working class, probably the middle class and the rest will go, well, it's not my problem. If it only affected the middle class, the working class will say, not my problem. But it affected both. So there was a unity. And lots of people refused to pay it. They didn't smack Margaret Thatcher in the mouth. They didn't fight. They just said, I'm not paying it. And what happened? Enough people didn't do it. And the poll tax not only got replaced, it brought her down, the Iron Lady, the impregnable Iron Lady. And all it took was enough people in relation to the poll tax saying, not doing it, not doing it. And you know, it's just incredible. People say to me, what can we do? Well, okay, get yourself a pocket calculator. 8 billion people, a relative handful in full knowledge that are actually orchestrating this dystopia. I think I see a way out of this. And what we need to do is say no to the few. But first of all, we've got to get informed about how it's working. That's not so difficult now because, you know, you look at what people like Sadiq Khan are doing in London and this war on motorists, this war on movement. People are starting to see this now. And the cameras going up everywhere. Well, the cameras are not going up for you, Les. I mean, in part they are, of course. They're going up to police these 15-minute communities where you'll only be allowed out with permission.
The central message of this video is a comprehensive warning about the potential dangers associated with integrating artificial intelligence AI with the human brain and senses. This integration, according to the text, is not a distant fantasy but a real objective supported by influential figures like Ray Kurzweil, a Google executive and renowned futurist. Kurzweil has predicted that by 2030, AI will be attached to the human brain, performing more and more of our cognitive tasks until human thinking becomes negligible. David Icke, a self-published writer and former sports broadcaster, is a key proponent of this warning. Although labeled a conspiracy theorist by mainstream media and various governments, Icke has been vocal for decades about his beliefs regarding global control and manipulation. He suggests that a secret network of global elites, operating through highly compartmentalized secret societies, is orchestrating a plan to enslave humanity. According to Icke, these elites aim to strip us of our ability to think independently and ultimately establish a dystopian new global order. Icke claims that this control network is already manipulating society through social media platforms, big tech companies, mainstream media, and the entertainment industry. Safe, conforming ideas are promoted, while dissenting views are swiftly censored. The advent of AI, he argues, will accelerate this process, making society increasingly dependent on technological advancements that blur the lines between reality and manipulated narratives. But Kurzweil's vision, as discussed in his 2005 book The Singularity is Near, foresees a technological singularity by 2045. Where AI surpasses human intelligence and triggers an intelligence explosion. More recently, Kurzweil has adjusted his forecast, predicting that AI will bring about a new era of hybrid humans within the next 5 years, capable of reversing aging and other biological transformations. Icke warns that these advancements will be marketed as groundbreaking improvements for humanity, but the underlying goal is to keep the population subjugated and prevent any challenge to the established narratives. During a recent interview, Icke elaborated on these points, emphasizing that the integration of AI with the human brain is a crucial step for the elites. By connecting humans to the cloud, a vast network supported by 5G, 6G, and future technologies, AI will directly influence our perceptions and thoughts. This integration will make independent thinking nearly impossible as AI gradually takes over cognitive functions. Icke also highlights the role of prominent figures like Elon Musk, who he describes as a frontman for these advancements, promoting technologies like Neuralink and low-orbit satellites that facilitate global connectivity and control. Icke points out historical parallels and strategies for resistance, such as the public's successful opposition to Margaret Thatcher's poll tax in the UK, which led to its repeal and her political downfall. He suggests that similar collective non-compliance could counter the implementation of these dystopian technologies. Icke stresses the importance of public awareness and encourages people to reject the narratives pushed by those in power. He concludes with a call to action, urging people to question the narrative that censorship is necessary for public order and to resist the encroachment of AI on human autonomy. The text ends by prompting viewers to engage with these ideas, share their thoughts, and consider the implications of living in a society where AI dictates our behavior, thoughts, and freedoms.